Morning, ladies and gentlemen, I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel, and we've got another video where we are talking about upcoming balance changes. We've seen all the changes that are going to happen in the next update, or I believe it will probably be the next update. So we've seen a lot of changes happening where Wargaming obviously want to change the meta of the game, so they are changing pretty much all the tier 10s. So we've seen a lot of them so far. The British, we've seen the Russians, we've seen the Germans, we've seen a lot. So today we are going to look at the French and the Chinese tier 10 changes. So next week we'll also, well, maybe next week we might look at the Europeans, but Wargaming are going to announce the European changes next week. But as from today, I'm flying to Spain. I'm going to see my parents for a week, so the videos might not be every single day. It depends on how much content I can make quickly before I fly out. So I might bring you that video. It might be a little bit late, but let's get to it. Let's have a look at the upcoming changes. So first of all, the WZ1115A. So the aiming time and reload time are getting a 0.9 shorter for the aim time and 0.96 shorter for the reload time. Brilliant. Better aim time and better 1 second better for reload, which is really good. Terrain crossing capacity, engine power and hull traverse will be improved as well. Frontal armor and turret armor becomes thinner. So it gets a little nerf on the armor, but it gets a little buff on the DPM and the aim time. So the average damage per shot gets 20, 10 and 20 points lower as well. So I mean, again, I don't understand quite sometimes these changes. The reload time gets less, but also so does the damage. So it is only 20. I know it's nothing major, but with the 5A, it was always good to have that higher alpha gun. But, you know, it's still not the end of the world. Overall, I mean, you do lose a bit of frontal armor and turret armor as well, which I don't think it needed frontal armor nerf because it wasn't fantastic. The turret was very strong, but I'm not quite sure what to exactly think. Looking at the plus votes and upvotes, people don't mind that change because people will tell you, as we will see in some of these changes. So the WZ, just like this one. So the WZ113, the gun stabilization and dispersion become worse. The average shot damage decreases by 20. I mean, they've had this before where they upped it 20 and now they're lowering it 20. The improved perimeters include armor penetration for APCR and heat, aiming time 0.8 shorter, turret traverse speed, turret armor, terrain and power to weight ratio. So okay, yeah, obviously a lot of people don't like that. As you can see, only 151 upvotes, 835 downvotes. So yeah, not the best change for the WZ113 there. So the WZ1321, a lot of people like this change. AP becomes the new base shell. Armor penetration gets 7mm higher for AP and heat. View range is set at 270. Average damage per shot increases by 30, 20, 30, and the reload time will be just 1.2 seconds longer. So yeah, not a bad change there for the WZ1321. Moving on, the WZ121, the engine power and shell velocity are decreased. The tungsten shell rounds consumable and improved gunpowder provisions are added. Again, a lot of you like the change, but I don't like the change. Yes, it's nice to have the tungsten shells, I'm not going to lie, but they're just giving it to so many tanks. It started off with what? The Polish, and now they're just giving it to everything. Obviously, the tungsten shells allows you to do more damage whilst you've got that activated, but they're just giving it to everything, almost everything. It will be nice because the WZ121 already has a higher alpha round for a medium tank, and that just makes it even higher. So yes, it will make the WZ121 a better tank overall, and it is something that is a good add to the tank, but I just think overall, like, you're just giving the tungsten shells to too many tanks. It's supposed to be unique to certain tanks. They're just giving it to everything. So the 121B, the reactive armor consumable is removed. Instead, adaptive concealment battle mechanics are added. To be honest, everyone likes the change. Well, most people do like the change, so just not too much there for the 121B, but you know, it is still a change that people like. Another good change is the WZ113GFT, which is a tank I recently done a video, well, a tank that I'm going to do a video on, because not a lot of people actually play this tank. In fact, I've already done the video. So the frontal armor becomes stronger. I mean, that is a good change. The aiming time is reduced. Really good change. The terrain crossing capacity, engine power, and max forward are improved. Good. Gun dispersion will be higher. Armor penetration and troll traverse speed are decreased. I mean, the penetration is one of the best in the game anyway. And the view range and HP count are set to 240 meters and 2,000 hit points respectively. So I don't think that is a bad change at all there for the WZ113GFT. Moving on to the French tanks. First of all, we are going to have a look at the AMX 50B. So the frontal armor is weakened. I mean, I don't mind that because it's not a tank that is all about the armor anyway. The whole traverse speed is improved. Aiming time and intra-clip reload, the full magazine reload time will become so 0.5 seconds on the intra-clip shorter and almost 1 second on the full magazine. I think that is a very, very good change. Very good change. The DPM is going to be crazy for an autoloader, but yeah, I think that is one of the best changes so far that we've seen, in my opinion, to the AMX 50B. The Foch 155, now you guys do not like this change. Dispersion will increase for the regular gun. For the autoloader one, the base shell type is changed to APCR. The shell velocity and firing accuracy are slightly improved. I mean, I don't see massive change there, but you guys clearly do not like that. The same with this tank right here, the AMX M454. The reactive armor, again, look, reactive armor consumable. I mean, so this already has the tungsten shells. They added it not that long ago. So that is getting replaced with the reactive armor consumable. So the terrain crossing capacity, the engine power, and whole traverse speed are improved. Reload time is reduced by 1.5 seconds. That is massive. Heat is set as the new premium shell. The frontal armor thickness, armor penetration, and average damage per shot are decreased. That is a nerf. Not only are you losing a lot of DPM, but also the shot per damage is decreased. Not only that, but they are replacing the tungsten shells that does more damage. So that is a massive, in my opinion, a massive nerf there for the AMX M454. AMX 30B, I think this does need something better. It needs to be changed, and it is being changed. So the reload time gets almost 1 second shorter. The gun dispersion and aiming time are reduced. The turret armor becomes weaker. Okay, fair enough. And the hit points is set to 1800. Very good change there for the AMX 30B. The back chat, you guys are a hit and miss, as you can see with the upvotes, downvotes, a hit and miss about this change. So the view range is scaled up to 285 meters for the 100mm gun. The clip shell count is increased to 4, so it's going to have 4 shells in its magazine. The reload time and intra-clip between each shell reload time are reduced by 2.94 seconds on your magazine and 0.5 on that intra-clip. Okay, I think that's very, very good. The armor penetration is set to 238, 295, and 55. Again, not too bad. The average damage per shot, however, gets worse. So it is going to 270, 240, and 350 for the 105mm gun. The armor penetration becomes 235, 292, and 53, and the single shot damage is scaled up to 350, 300, and 400. And the interclip reload gets 3.4 seconds longer. So yeah, it's kind of a confusing one, but I don't mind that change, to be honest. And again, you guys are like, yeah, some of you like it, some of you don't. And that is it. That is all your changes for the French and the Chinese tanks. And as I said, only the tanks to look at next are the European tech tree tanks. But again, I am away all this week, so maybe next, or the next previous week, or the following week, sorry, we will have a look at that and see what you guys think. But overall, there are some really, really good buffs in this update, especially I think for the AMX 30B and the AMX 50B, but there is also some really, really bad nerfs like the AMX M454. I do think that is a bad nerf. So let me know your thoughts. What are your thoughts on these changes? Let me know in the comments below. But for now, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you all very soon. Bye-bye. With